What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Coming at you with yet again another perfume experience. And for today, as per the title below, we are going to the British Isles and we will be getting into Imperium by Electimuss. If I can get the camera to focus. There we go. And yeah, this house, you guys, for me, most of it is a miss, but there's a handful of perfumes that they make that are an absolute hit. One of them was Cashmere, which I've already made a perfume experience upload of. And this one, Imperium, is one of my favorites from this house. So what we will do is we will go ahead and go over the notes, then a perfume experience. However, before we get started, make sure to go grab your favorite snack or bevy or coffee or cafe. I'll still say cafe. I got called out a couple of times for saying cafe. Guys, I think it's called cafe in some other part of the world instead of coffee. But with that said, who cares? Cafe. And today I got some great beans from Honduras that taste of blueberry, which I'm very stoked for. Oh, yeah. Okay. You know, good coffee beans are just like good perfume. You know, it's an absolute delight and pleasure. All right. So we have, as stated, Imperium by Electimuss, London. And their note breakup is as follows: citrus spicy top. So it has bergamot and coriander. Floral spicy heart. So they have rose, lily, saffron, jasmine, neroli, and tuberose. And an amber woody base. And there's amber, musk, vanilla, guaiac wood, agar wood, and patchouli. So there's a lot going on here, you guys. And this house in particular, Electimuss, loves adding a lot of ingredients to their perfumes. For some of them, like this one here, it comes out great. For others, I'm not too big of a fan, to be very straightforward. But like I said, their hits are serious hitters. So we're gonna go ahead with a perfume experience. Oh man, this coffee's so good, you guys. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and apply a little bit. First of all, so you guys understand how much I like this, I I'd say a little bit under 2/3 of it is used, and I have about maybe a little bit over 1/3 left, and that's to save you some time, a definite buy is a full bottle. But let's go through this. Their sprays are very generous, so make sure not to go all the way. And my God. Wow, this is just heavenly, you guys. Oh, the one thing I'll tell you off of the go, as soon as you spray it, for whatever reason, it acts as a skin stringent. So my skin just tightened up. I'm not sure if that's because of the alcohol in it or what, but yeah, this is actually the first time I apply a spray and I feel that way on my skin, but my skin is very tight and surprisingly dry. This spray is dry. But anyways, let's show you guys the spray print. So spray print is about here in this area. As you can see, it's super clear, not oily, not greasy, even though there's a lot of woods and resins in there. You'd expect it to be so, but not at all actually. And it's, like I said, it's pretty dry and stringent in effect. So my skin already ate it up, but also it's just the composition of it isn't a super oily, greasy, stainy composition. So this would be perfect for any white clothing items you have. And with that said, let's guys. Wow, you guys. Listen, I've had a rough day, and this right now is just. C'est très magnifique. Wow, this is heavenly. Okay. I can do this all day, but in the best interest of walking you guys through this and to save time, let's get started. So there's definitely bergamot in the top, coriander. Yes, you get coriander here, but it's more on the green side. I mean, it is already green, but it isn't the spicy coriander like coriander seed. It's more on the green side of things, and it's a pleasant greenness in here that just enhances the masculine profile of this. I know coriander scent-wise can be hit or a miss. I mean, if you've ever had guacamole, there are versions of guacamole with coriander. Coriander also is known as cilantro, and some people have the gene that make them taste it like soap. You don't get any of that here. It's really green in a fresh way, okay? It's very, very pleasant, you guys. Okay, rose, lily, saffron, jasmine, neroli, and tuberose. So you can get rose, it's very subtle in here, and the rose here is more on the lotiony side. Lily, yes, very much. It is the season for spring florals, and my grocery stores, the local grocery stores in there, all of them carry oriental lilies. You definitely get that in here. Saffron, yes, very prominent and present in this one, and this is probably one of the most prominent saffron notes I've ever smelled. Jasmine, yes, you do get it in here, but it's very subtle. Neroli, yeah, neroli here is so good, you guys. I mean, probably other than the lily, they're the two most prominent notes in here, floral wise. And then last but not least, tuberose. You do get the tuberose in here, but it's very well blended in and it's very subtle. And the one thing I'm gonna say so far about this perfume is that it is so well blended that even though I'm walking you guys through the notes, and whether I detect them or not is actually a bit of a challenge to pick them apart. So this composition just gives you enough in terms of notes that you can distinguish them, but for the most part they're so well blended and they work well together that it's just an absolute pleasure to smell this. Let's go. Amber, musk, and vanilla. So there is this slight fizziness to this, which is a function of the amber. It is definitely musky, but without being overbearingly musky and muggy. And the musk in here most likely is white musk. Vanilla, very subtle gourmandish touch to this. Think almost like a French eclair or one of those French wafer pastries with vanilla, but it's very, very subtle sitting in the background. Gaiac wood, I'm not sure what that smells like. Agar wood, which is pretty much oud. Yeah, I can see that. And then patchouli. Again, that greenness back there. Okay. So that's it for the notes. So aside from Gaiac wood, you can pretty much pick on all of the notes here, but again, it is very well blended, you guys, so I really do appreciate that about the perfume. It takes a certain level of mastery to blend a perfume so well that all the notes work together, but for your nose to still be able to make the distinction between the different notes. So there's serious artisanalship and craftsmanship that has went into this. just going by what I've described so far in my personal opinion. Wow, this is, you guys, is so classy, so elegant, so sophisticated, so refined. It's such a modern scent, but it has this old world DNA within it. That's one of the best ways I can describe it. Smells mature, but also very exotic, young, and playful at the same time. It's just wow. This is how I want to smell like when I make my first $1 billion. Okay, you know, knock on flesh here, not wood. But if I do make $1 billion, this is my scent right here, and you can quote me on that when I do make it. Not if, when I do. Wow, that's so nice. Okay, let's start talking some stats. Okay, terms of performance, I'm gonna go ahead and say applying 2 sprays of this will put it in the strong performance territory. So that is strong projection, strong trail, and strong silage. And I'm gonna go ahead and say that a lot of the elements in here, from the amber to the musk to the oud, are really what gives this its oomph, even though they're on the base layers. I'm gonna say what's gonna give longevity to this, as well as a strength of performance, is gonna be those base notes. Off of the top, yes, you have the bergamot, and yes, in the middle you have the flowers that are beautifully done. But really, what extends the performance of all of these are sort of those ambers, musks, and ouds in there. So again, in terms of projection, I'm gonna say strong, so people will be able to smell it far off of you. You will be projecting that scent. In terms of trail, wherever you walk through or walk by, you will leave a cloud trailing behind you of that scent. And in terms of silage, so basically the scent lingering where you have been long after you've gone, I'm gonna go ahead also and say strong, but that is dependent on applying 2 sprays at least. And like I said, the sprayer on this is very generous, so you don't have to worry about that. Now, with respect to how you are going to dress this, I'm gonna go ahead and say formal. Do yourself a favor and formal this up, dress it up, okay? This is such a good dressy scent that, my god, you just would be doing it a disservice being casual. And I'm wearing casual here as I'm presenting to you guys, but I will go ahead and say this. You know what? I'm doing this scent a disservice by wearing a t-shirt. This requires a nice 3-piece suit, a nice bespoke shoes, and a nice dressy watch. Okay? Let's get into seasonality. All right? I'm gonna go ahead and say that this will work very well in all seasons just because of the different elements in it. So if you look at spring and summer, you've got the florals here as well as the citrus that will really shine during these seasons. And then if you look at fall and winter, you're gonna have the saffron as well as the amber, the musk and the oud, the gaiac wood as well as the patchouli really coming through during the fall and winter. So I'm gonna say that this is a versatile enough scent that you can wear it across all seasons. Now, moving on to the time of day. Again, just because of the versatility of the notes within this, I'm gonna say that this is very suitable for morning wear, afternoon, as well as evening. Again, keeping in mind that the best dress code for this is formal, so you're gonna also really enjoy this or get the most out of it in formal context. You can most certainly wear this in an office. You can wear it while you are going out to close a high business deal or for a power lunch or dinner. Whatever the formal context is, this scent will shine. I'm gonna go ahead and say that this could also be your signature scent for a wedding, be it the groom or be it the, what's the word? Crap. Groomsman, I think is the word. Okay, so really think of it in terms of formal context is where this scent is gonna shine. The reason being is it says sophisticated, mature, exotic, well informed, knowledgeable, but also conveys an air of seriousness to it. So it's such an interesting scent. It's basically what you're trying to convey is that you're a serious, interesting person with maturity and experience, is what this scent really conveys. And again, it's just always going to come down to your own personality and how you interact with people. But I'm going to say that this kind of scent requires, formality to it, all right? You can most certainly pull it off as somebody that's charismatic and, likes to laugh and is very open and friendly. And I'm going to say the person that's really going to pull this off more is going to be somebody that's a bit more on the sophisticated, mature side of things, speaks just enough words to convey intention, but not somebody that overly talks, which isn't really in the realm of charisma. But it's just, it has this sort of silent power vibe to it, okay? You don't really just need to say or do much because, you're an accomplished person. You've made it. And this kind of scent conveys that, right? It has this undertone of subtle power and accomplishment to it. It's not the loud and noisy kind of power. It's almost kind of like, think of it, you are a young man or a woman born into an old money family, right? You have all the signs and sort of demeanors of old money without being old, if you wish, okay? So this scent would be perfect for somebody like that. Now, would I recommend Imperium by Electimuss? 100% yes, go for it. You will not regret it. Get your nose on it, get your wallet on it, cop it. It is such a great composition, and it's just so good, you guys. So good. And the good news is that Electimuss does offer samples. So if you guys are on the fence about buying it, just a full bottle off of the go like I was initially, then by all means grab yourself a sampler, get your nose on it, and make a decision from there. But this one, you guys, don't sleep on it. This is one of those scents that is so good, and it's just, leaving aside what other people think of it in terms of attractiveness, just the notes in it, the way they are blended, but at the same time giving you the ability to smell them separately. This is true craftsmanship right here. I mean, even though I believe this would fit as a designer, maybe niche, I'm gonna say niche, it actually has a very artisanal qualities to it. If it wasn't for it being an eau de parfum, rather than a pure perfume or a straight up oil, this would fit very well in the artisanal realm of perfumery. However, I digress. With that said, you guys, I am going to wrap it up here. As per usual, very much appreciate your time and attention, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.